What's up, guys? Flesh1296 here, and today I am back after a lengthy absence of not uploading anything in a while. Which I'm going to change. I'm going to change that definitely. So keep your eye out in the near future for more content. I'm looking to put that up. But today I'm bringing you the debuting episode of Footie Talk, or if you're outside of Europe, it will be to do with soccer. God, I hate using soccer as the term for football, but there you go. It has to be done just in case. Basically, this will happen possibly once or twice a week, depending on what's happened or when the new season starts. And it will be me talking about the week's top football stories, whether it's something to do on the pitch, something off the pitch. And it won't just be the Premier League either. I'm going to aim to try and bring in possibly the Championship or football from abroad into it as well, and maybe even the women's football as well. Quick shout out to them, by the way. Amazing result to get third in the latest women's World Cup. So great achievement there for the England women. But yeah, this week I'm going to start with the Raheem Sterling saga. This whole thing that seems to have been dragging out since, God, you're looking at late last year, aren't you? Something like that when it started. This whole thing just started out of nowhere. Basically, I am a Liverpool fan as well, so feel got more ground to comment on this. The basic facts is that he wants to move to Manchester City. Now, I get it. They've got Champions League football. Liverpool don't. Um, he'll also get more money, which he says he's not about the money, but come on, it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, that's what I don't get about players like this. He's getting first team football, regular first team football at Liverpool, and he still wants to move away to Manchester City. Now, if he wants more Champions League football, I can understand that. But with a growing team like Liverpool have got, they can possibly get back into it next year, say. So I do believe money does play a bit of a part in it. Manchester City have already made a couple of bids worth 35 and 40 million, reportedly. In my opinion, Liverpool holding out for 50 million is a bit of a long shot. If we really want to sell him that badly, well, not badly, I don't think we really want to sell him, but if we want to sell him for the 50 million, reportedly, 50 million, probably a bit of a long shot. Which is why Man City are not willing to reach that price, with the bids reportedly standing at 35 and 40 million. And in my opinion, anyway, we've already signed 6 players, and we've signed a guy that is further along the he's further along than Raheem Sterling in the journey to becoming one of the world's greatest in Roberto Firmino. So, in my opinion, why don't we just get rid of him? He obviously doesn't want to play at the club. He obviously feels like his relationship with Brendan Rodgers has broken down. The fans are getting on his back, and rightly so, because you treat this club like what you have been doing, and you're going to get it from the fans. If he didn't, I would be very surprised at everyone for not getting on his back. There probably still are a few people out there that may back Sterling for what he's doing. Maybe some don't. That's just open for opinion. But in my opinion, it's wrong of what he's doing currently. he wants to move. He's reportedly not gone on tour with Liverpool for the start of their pre-season preparations. Again, it just means that he wants to move, showing no respect for the club. It's laughable, really. I think it's laughable, uh, in my opinion, that he just doesn't care anymore. He just wants to move, and if he doesn't get the move, he'll just act like this until he gets what he wants. But I will say that if Man City aren't willing to pay for him now, I don't think, no matter what Liverpool do next season, whether they go on to somehow win the league, I still don't think they're capable of doing so yet. I still don't think Sterling is going to want to sign a new contract, which means that next season, if we don't settle this saga out now, we've probably missed out on what could possibly have been 35, 40 odd million on a player who will go on a free next season. So, in my opinion, get this deal sorted out now, because I don't think there was no way he's going to actually sign a new contract. So just get the deal done, get the money for him, possibly get a replacement. I still think we need one or two more central midfielders and another striker, but that's open for whatever our transfer committee, who have actually done a better job so far this season than I think that they have done last season. But I don't think it's mainly Sterling that's the problem here. I also think that, like many of you do, his agent, AD Ward, is also at fault. Last night it was revealed that another client of his, Sado Berahino, has also left him, which is good news for Berahino, good news for West Brom, because if obviously, I know there was a bit of a dispute last season about whether Berahino was holding out for a big enough move away from West Brom, but it just means now that you won't get what's coming from his end. Just the whole kind of agent speaking out for players, that whole kind of ridiculous thing, because from what I've seen of him, he's a 34-year-old agent who just seems to be looking to make a name for himself. I mean, I know he was part of some bigger agency beforehand, and now he's looking to make it on his own kind of thing. But he just kind of like wants to make a name for himself with a big enough move for a player to get himself out there. And I understand that, but when you're talking about something of this caliber, this kind of height, it's just ridiculous what he's doing. It's ridiculous to think that he's wanting to sell Sterling, make himself a big name, because then it turns out he just doesn't care about Sterling, he just cares about making a name for himself. And he's kind of like brainwashing Sterling into believing it's about the money kind of thing. And that's why Man City comes in for him. That's why he'll probably. I honestly do think he'll end up going this season. I do. I think we'll either lower our expectations of money. Probably will accept another 40 odd million offer, and then leave it at that, because it's not fair to the club's fans. It's not fair to the players of both teams. Just get rid of him, basically. But I do think that agents probably have more of a say in this than they should. They should just stay out of everything and just let the players decide for themselves. Which is why I respect Jordan Ive. Jordan Ive said that he prefers his parents to do his agent work for him. So fair play to him. Fair play to him indeed. And it's just a shame that most people can't do that for themselves. He's 34 years old, Ward, so he's pretty young for an agent, I'd say. So yeah, probably wants to get his name out there on his own for a change, and just see where he goes from there. And as well as saying fair play to Jordan Ibe, fair play to Berahino, like I've already said, for ditching him. And the Brendan Rodgers relationship breakdown, like he said, he hasn't protected him as much. He kind of hasn't helped himself. Brendan Rodgers can only go as far to protect him and all of his players without Raheem Sterling actually doing anything. I mean, Sterling's done so much this season, whether it's be Liverpool's standout, well, probably apart from Coutinho, probably be at the first half of the season, definitely Liverpool's standout player. Um, and then that's where it all kicked off. Once Sterling started to get a bit of form, a bit of consistency going, this is where this whole thing kind of kicked off with him wanting to move. Which was a bit weird, if I'm honest, because as like we all knew from like last season and the season before that he was something special. We all knew that, but ever since he just started to get a bit of consistency going since the loss of Suarez from to Barcelona, and with obviously Sturridge's many injury problems this season. Once he started to get a bit of consistency going and established himself as a striker at Liverpool, that's when this whole thing started to come about. This is when he started to get more and more attention. This is when he started to kind of look away from Liverpool. Kind of, I'm better than this. I have the potential to be better than this. And that's where it all came from. Just from that. But he never really showed it again after that. He never really showed any kind of consistent levels. Sure, he occasionally scored, but other than scoring, he wasn't really that consistent. He was continuously missing some clear-cut golden chances. The one at Manchester United springs to mind, where he's put through one-on-one with De Gea and tries to go around him. But he's not worth 50 million yet, not by a long shot. And I do think that Liverpool are probably overpricing him for that, just to see if he will actually sign a new contract with what happens next season. But with us now bringing Jordan Ibe into the starting lineup, and Origi finally joining us after his loan spell back at Lille last season, we've kind of got it covered. Suarez leaving last season was a bit of a crisis, and we never really, and we still haven't, I don't think, in my opinion, properly replaced him yet. But Sterling leaving will not be a crisis, because we actually do have players that can play like him, or players that can be as good. So it's not exactly a crisis, but it is annoying when you consider this has gone on for almost a year now, and it doesn't look any near to being resolved. So from this guy's opinion, we need to sell Sterling, get this out of the way and done with, and then hopefully move on. And who knows, maybe it will turn out to be a good move for Sterling, or maybe in a few years' time he may regret it. Only time will tell. But I just think that, to sum up this kind of first episode, I just think agents should have less input into the media and their players' opinions, or what they want to do with their career. And I also just think we should sell Sterling, probably meet them in the middle somewhere. Probably just give us an extra 5 million or something in like add-ons, because it's I don't think they'll meet the 50 million, and I don't think that we're strong enough to hold out for the 50 million, because of what has happened with him apparently not going on tour with the preseason, with the squad preseason, or anything. So I just personally think we just should get rid. And it's hard for me to say that, because I do like the guy. I do think he is a good player. I do think he's got a lot of work to do, but that's only going to come with age. And I mean, we've seen in the past that a few English players have gone to Manchester City and not exactly cut it. Guys like Scott Sinclair and Adam Johnson kind of come to mind. But that's what he wants to do. Can't really stop him, especially when he's got a agent that just wants to get involved and that just wants to make a name for himself. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the first episode of this. Hopefully it will be a lot better. This one seemed a bit all over the place, a little bit of a mess. If you have any opinions on the whole Sterling saga, please drop a comment in the section below. Follow me on Twitter, Flex1296. I never thought I'd be plugging my own stuff, but here I am doing it. Don't like it, but it's got to be done. Also, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and like I said at the beginning of this video, I hope to be putting more content up in the near future. Thanks, guys. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.